Hello everybody, welcome to part 4 of the series of solving linear equations. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going over special solutions of linear equations. So this is in situations when you're solving an equation and you get one of these three options. You either get one solution, which we've been learning, or you can get infinitely many solutions or no solutions at all. But how do we know if a problem results in infinite many solutions or no solutions? So that's what we're really going to be focusing on today's video. So one thing to notice is that the one solution only has one value that works. Infinitely many solutions, all values are true. You have 3 being equal to 3, meaning both sides of the equal sign results in the same number, or you have no solution where the two sides do not even equal each other. So these are the three options that we're going to be going over in these examples. So let's go over example 1. So here we have to first distribute so we have to do 3 times 5x and 3 times positive 2. I always associate the sign with the number. So I've created these little bubbles and we're going to multiply these bubbles together. So we'll start off by doing 3 times 5x. And we're going to add that to 3 times 2. That's going to be equal to 15x. We're going to go ahead and keep simplifying down. So 3 times 5x is 15x. That's going to be added to 3 times 2, which is 6. And then we keep the 15x the same. Now we're going to try to combine the like terms. So we're going to subtract 15x from both sides so we can isolate 15x. But then we end up getting 15 minus 15x is 0. Then we bring the 6 down, and on the right we have 0. So now we see that we have 6 is equal to 0, and that is not a true statement. So that means that we don't have one solution. We actually have no solutions because we weren't able to isolate the variable and we got to an equation where both sides of the equal sign were not the same. For example, here in the first sheet I showed you, 6 is equal to 0. That's not true, so that results in no solution. All right, let's look at example 2 and see what we end up with here. So I'm going to create my little bubbles. So I have a -2 bubble, a 4y bubble, and a +1 bubble. And we're going to distribute the -2 to both those factors. So we're going to get -2 times 4y plus -2 times +1. And we're going to worry about the signs later, right? Then we're going to copy over -8y minus 2 on the right side. All right, so -2 times 4y is -8y. Then we have a -2 times 1 is -2. And then that's equal to -8y minus 2. Once we get here, we realize that both sides are the same. So can't we just go to infinitely many solutions right now? Well, we can, but let's go ahead and keep solving the equation down, simplifying. So I'm going to add the like terms. So I'm going to add 8y to both sides. I end up getting 0 minus 2. Is equal to 0 minus 2. So again, -2 is equal to -2. And this looks similar to what we saw on the first page. So if you have both sides are equal to each other, we end up with infinitely many solution, which means that any value for y can fit in this equation. So here, infinitely many solutions, you would get something like 3 is equal to 3. That means all values are true. All right, so let's go ahead and look at this one. We are going to first distribute on the left side. So let's create our bubbles. We have 4, 1, and -p. Always associate the sign in front of the number with the number. And then we're going to do 4 times 1, and then 4 times -p. So add that to 4 times -p. And then on the right, we have -4p plus 4, so we just bring that down. All right, so we kind of already see what's going to happen, but let's go ahead and keep solving. So we have 4 plus -4p. Worry about the signs later. -4p on the right plus 4, just copying that down. Then we end up having -4p plus 4 is equal to -4p plus 4. So we basically have the same equation, same thing on both sides. But let's keep solving it down. So we're going to add and combine the like terms. So we're going to add 4p to both sides. So we're going to end up getting 4 plus 0, or just 4 on the left side, is equal to 4 on the right side, because the 4p's cancel themselves out. And if you have the same thing on both sides of the equal sign, you have infinitely many solutions. And again, you can reference the first page to see what type of result means if it's no solution, one solution, or infinitely many solutions. Let's go to our next example. So let's combine the like terms on the left side. So 6m minus m is 5m. Then we're going to go ahead and create our bubbles and distribute this. So 5 over 6 times 6m and 5 over 6 times negative 10. So we have to add it, and we will worry about the signs later. All right, so we have 5m is equal to 5m, because those two 6's cancel out, because 6 divided by 6 is 1. So we have 5m plus 5 over 6 times negative 10, which is negative 50 over 6. The negative will overpower the positive sign. Once we get that, we can subtract 5m from both sides to try to isolate m. But what we see, what happens is that we have 0 on the left side and negative 50 over 6 on the right side. So you have 0 is equal to negative 50 over 6. And that statement is not true, right? So when we end up with something that's not true, we are going to have to say that this is a no solution case. No value of m can satisfy this equation. All right, let's go to example 5. So I'm combining the like terms. I'm going to add 10k to both sides. So I get 20k plus 7 is equal to negative 3. And negative 10k plus 10k is just 0. Okay, so now we see something. We can go ahead and combine the negative 3 and the 7. So we're going to subtract 7 from both sides. We're going to have 20k on the left. And on the right side, we have negative 3 minus 7, which is negative 10. Then we're going to go ahead and isolate k by dividing both sides by 20. So we can have k is equal to negative 1 over 2 or negative 0.5. And you can plug that back into the equation to just double check that you got the right value of k. All right, so in this case, we got one solution. So let's go ahead and go to example 6. We created our bubbles and we have to distribute it in. So 3 times 2a plus 3 times negative 2. We will worry about the signs later. Then we have created our bubbles for the right side. So we do 2 times 3a added to 2 times negative 3. Now we will simplify down. So 3 times 2a is 6a. Three times 2a is 6a. And we're going to add that to 3 times negative 2, which is negative 6. And we'll worry about the sign later. Again, 3a times 2 is 6a. We're going to add that to 2 times negative 3, which is negative 6. Now we have 6a minus 6 on the left side and 6a minus 6 on the right side. We already see that they're equal, so we can already say it's infinitely many solutions. But let's keep simplifying it down. So I'm going to combine the like terms, the 6a's together. So I subtract 6a from both sides. So I end up getting 0 minus 6 is equal to 0 minus 6. So that's just equal to negative 6 is equal to negative 6, which means both sides are the same, which means infinitely many solutions. All right, so that concludes today's video. Please reference the past videos if need be. Go ahead and tune in for the next part, and please subscribe to our channel.